All right, guys, up until about 2020, LPNs were sort of in a few known areas, such as nursing homes, doctor's offices, places like that. Then 2020 kicked in and LPNs were everywhere, and we were finally getting paid pretty good, and everything was going amazing. However, things have started to change. I know you're going to say to yourself, Chris, you've had plenty of videos about why you should be an LPN and why LPN is right for you and things like that. And today you're changing it up, saying become an RN? Yeah, yes I am. I am changing it up, telling you this moment in time, 2022, is the time to just go straight for that ADN, straight for that RN, especially if you have time to do it. Here are some reasons why. Up until here recently, like as I said, 2020, LPNs were sort of in nursing homes, doctor's offices. We weren't a whole lot of other places. And around 2010-ish, we were in the hospitals, and then the Affordable Care Act kicked in, and then we sort of got shooed out the door. I remember I was there. After that, 2020 helps us as the COVID pandemic sort of breaks out, and we sort of jump back into the hospital roles where we were. And now that COVID is over, I know COVID's not over, I don't see it being very much longer until we're shooed back out of these roles that we had that were phenomenal, they were awesome, are very quickly going to start ending. We're going to very quickly see them go by the wayside. The LPNs are no longer going to be welcomed in the areas that we're welcomed at currently, which is definitely a bad thing. The room for growth right now for an RN is phenomenal, especially with the shortage as short as it is. Most places aren't even worrying about the BSN at this moment in time. Get in with that ADN and you're set. Another thing to mention is the pay gap. The pay gap, sort of at the height of the pandemic, was roughly $5 to $10 an hour. Some LPNs, myself included, were actually doing much better than what we would be doing as a new grad RN. We just were. I mean, we were making a lot more money than we would be as a new grad RN. Here recently, especially here locally, that gap has now exploded. It is much wider, really, than I ever remember it being. We're talking now of a new grad LPN making, say, $25 an hour, and a new grad RN, say, starting out at $40 an hour. You're looking at a minimum of $15 wage gap. That is quite a bit of money. That's roughly $30,000 a year. That is a lot of money that you will be losing out on if you are not an ADN. Now, some of us, myself not included in this list, are still making more than what a new grad RN is making, but that number is beginning to get smaller and smaller. LPNs are beginning to sort of plateau out as far as the top dollar that they can make. They're not making, as much as the RNs are at this moment in time, and it's starting to sort of trend that way more and more because the pandemic is sort of ending, or ended, depending upon where you're at. And the RNs are just doing a lot more. There's much more room for growth, and they're getting paid a lot better. Also, like I said, most places are so short right now, even still currently, that they don't care about the BSN. They just want that 2-year degree, that ADN. And it is looking a lot better for the ADNs, for the RNs. Now, that is not to say if you're in a position like I was at the time and you do not have the time to wait not to become an LPN. No, an LPN is still a phenomenal field, phenomenal degree to get. There is still room to grow. There is still careers in it. You're still going to get paid a lot more than what most salaries do. It's just not looking as good as it was 2 years ago or even a year ago. It's sort of beginning to get back to that 2010 range when the LPNs are going to start getting swept out of those awesome roles that we were able to obtain during the COVID. It's not looking the best for us. However, like I said, if you need to become an LPN, please do so. Go ahead and become an LPN. Further yourself. Do better for yourself as an LPN, but it's just looking better if you can just go straight on and get that ADN degree, get that RN behind your name. It's looking much better for you guys out there. I hope it helps. Thank you much.